You hungry? Well, I'm hungry. You like baseball? Well, I love that shit. Want a slice of pizza? Go to New York. You want hot weather? Come to LA. You want to break bread? Call Nick Turturro. Ready, motherfucker? Are you ready? Well, I'm fucking ready. Get ready! All right. Yes. All right. Whole lot of loving. Whole lot of loving for my New York Yankees. It's Friday. Time to talk baseball. Enough MMA. Enough boxing. Enough about my ass. Enough about my eyes. It's about the New York Yankees today. The best fucking story going, and nobody's even talking about it. And I got Chris Dickerson, ex-MLB, ex-New York Yankee, to talk shit, talk shop with me.
He's wearing a Dodger hat, though.
What?
He's wearing a Dodger hat.
Oh, that's all right. He's an LA boy. Hey, Chris.
We discussed this pre-show. For the sake of the show and for Nick, I busted out my Yankees hat.
He did.
It was in perfect condition because it was too small to wear during the playoffs, so I just kind of left it, and it's got the, we got the postseason patch on the side. I was like, you know what? I'm probably gonna still wear it, and I'm looking at the clock, and here you are showing up late, and I'm worried about being on time, so I scratched the whole hat thing.
I apologize.
Feel like digging through all my shit to find my game hat. So I found Old Trusty. It's been through got the slice from the washing machine, but
What are you,
it's all
like
good.
7 3/8?
7 3/8.
Okay.
7 3/8.
So that
But yeah, LA kid. I mean, I bought this hat 15 years ago. I mean, I was still, I was with the Reds, but
right.
It's like when you get done with the season, you come back and your season's over.
Right.
This is off season. You can go back to being and doing you. And I'm a Dodger, LA kid. I'm a Dodgers fan, so
right.
I'm not afraid to go to a Dodger playoff game and.
No, not at all.
Nah.
Now, is that a hat that you just bought as a fan? It's a Dodger hat, just a fan hat. I mean, you didn't play for the Dodgers.
No,
right?
Didn't play for them. But this is what I grew up on.
Right.
You live in the Valley. I'm a Valley kid. So
Who was your favorite Dodger growing up?
my favorite. I loved Darryl Strawberry when he was here. Loved
Right.
Eric Davis. I love Brett Butler
Brett Butler.
because he was a crafty guy. This is back when you bunt, hit and run, you
Right.
play defense, but he's old school guy where you're allowed to hit 200 and play 15 years in a show.
Yeah.
Raul Mondesi.
Raul Mondesi. He was a beast for a while.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Piazza, Eric Karros, you name him.
Wow. Yeah, Piazza.
You name them. But, just look, the rookies, Todd Hollinsworth, Hideo Nomo, all these unbelievable young talents that came through the system.
And they keep getting great young talent, the Dodgers. They just keep finding it. It's
do.
unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah.
they got an eye for talent. You got to say that, man. Look at a guy like Max Muncy. It's like, who was this guy? And it's like, all of a sudden, Dodgers find him, and he's off to the races. I mean,
They have an eye for position player talent, like Tampa has an eye for pitching.
right. Right. I mean,
They
like,
keep every single year. Like, if you look at the last, 15 years, their minor league organization, they have the best pitching team in all of the minor leagues. And you see it now,
I know.
they just keep...
they keep
They
doing
keep
it
finding
over and
these guys.
over. I know.
They keep finding these guys. Where do you find, these kids throwing 98? You look at Jordan Hicks and his ball's moving 2 feet, and they have a lefty who's doing this stuff. And then you look at Snell.
Snell is crazy. Yeah.
All these guys. It's a factory.
They have
It's a
another
factory
kid
over
now
there.
too, right? What's his name? Is it Yarborough? What's his name? I'm not sure.
Oh, God.
I don't
You
know.
don't,
He's a goofy looking kid.
can't
But,
speak that name around me.
oh yeah, why can't I say
I've
that?
never had more trouble hitting a guy.
Really?
I cannot. He's tall, lanky. You can't see the ball. He's the curveball cutter, like a wiffle ball.
Yeah.
Like a wiffle ball for
Were there any
left-handers.
pitches when you were playing that intimidated you? That you said, "Oh shit, I don't even want to get in the box with this guy." Was there anybody that like you that put fear in you? I just am curious,
Roy.
Who? Holiday?
Roy.
Really? Nasty?
Yeah, I think that was the only one. It's just like you, to the point. If you walk in, you see the lineup card, you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a long day. So that was one of the only ones. And then, I've had trouble. Other guys have given me trouble, but Roy was like, shit. Dude, figure it out. Like, you better lock it in right. Like, upon walking into the stadium, like, all right, I gotta figure out my life for this guy tonight.
Did you ever get a hit off him?
Absolutely
No.
No, he was the type of guy who was like hitting eighth in the order, and he's throwing you 2-0 curveballs, and then you get to 3-1, like, all right, let me get a fastball right here, and he throw this changeup that like starts behind you. And I remember when I was in New York, we faced him the next spring training. Kevin Long was our hitting coach, and he threw me this changeup that started at my shoulder and ended up on the outside of the corner. And I turned around. I called out strike 3, and I turned around, and Kevin Long is like, "The fuck was that?"
Right.
I'm like, yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
But he was filthy. He was ridiculous.
Did you ever face Mariano?
Yeah. 0 for 3.
0 for 3.
0 for 3.
What was he like facing?
0 for 3 after being there for 2 years and after playing behind him.
Behind him.
Yeah, and that's how he's the GOAT. I mean, just one pitch and literally you can stand behind him and be like, all right, if I ever had to face him, like, you have to cut off this, do that. Goes out the window.
Right.
He's just that good.
But I mean, I think you had to be in the box to appreciate how great he was, right? On TV, he looked like, he's just so smooth. He didn't look like the scariest guy, but when you're in the box, then you can appreciate how good his stuff is, right? Just the late movement.
Yeah.
It was just crazy how.
It's all right. I'm not going to swing anything in.
No.
And then you swing at something away, and it still ends up being in.
Man.
It's crazy, and the only thing you can do is just something completely unorthodox, which is you got to just cheat.
Yeah.
And Marquez has told me that. He was like, you just got to cheat. You just got to pretend you're going to hit the ball.
Right.
Like to, right field upper deck at Yankee Stadium.
That's what the Diamondbacks did in 2001. I was there. They fucking cheated, and it broke my heart, and I had to drive home Game 7. Mark Grace, these guys, they were like, we're going to get this guy. We're going to get him. And they cheated. Womack, a little dinky hit. I never forget the inning. It was a crazy inning, if you remember that game. I was at 6, and 6 they got blasted. Pettit, they thought he was tipping his pitches. And then Game 7, Mariano, they brought him in the 8th. I always thought they should have brought him in the 9th. And then Mark Gray started with a blue pit. And then the big play was when I think David DeLucci, I still remember, good ball player. I think he was pinch running. And the fucking bunt, and Mariano should have just got the first out. He tried to go to second, threw high to DJ, to Jeter.
Well,
and then he was safe, and that changed the whole complexion of the inning. Because, man on second, 1 out is way different than first and second, no outs. The whole inning is different. Then they had a bunt the next play. They could have almost gotten a double play. Mariano threw to third, but Brocious didn't throw across the bag. But still, the whole inning was different. It was a crazy inning.
I never understood why they were playing infield in Game 7.
Yeah, why? He would have caught that ball.
Jeet was on the cutout.
And knowing that Rivera, they got cheap hits on.
They get cheap hits. They get cheap blue pits.
Cheap blue pits. Why were you not protecting against that?
That ball fell 3 feet within the outfield grass. I never understood that. And I forget who was at.
Did you ever ask anybody about that?
No, I don't. You never know. It might be a sore subject, but I always look at that highlight. I'm like, why were they playing infield in right there?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that was the winning run, but the thing was, Rivera is like a guy that everybody gets these dunk hits off, and I'm like, I don't know. I never figured it out. I know those things bother me too. It's crazy. But let's talk about what's going on this year, man. What about my Yankees? I mean, it was a great story. I mean, 17, they were a surprise team. Last year, I thought they were up and down, and it wasn't their year. But this year, with all the injuries, I never saw a whole team go down. And what's come of it is like a lot of chemistry and almost like a special group. And I think they got to be careful, too, when they bring some of these guys back. I mean, of course, we need Judge back and Didi. But, man, let's go through the team, man. This guy LeMahieu, is he a fucking baseball player or what?
He's been a baseball player.
I know, but he's
gone
really
under the
good.
radar. Like you're talking about the Yankees going on the radar. DJ LeMahieu's been under the radar for the last 4 years. The guy win a batting title
I know.
in Colorado.
They're really good. But until you see a guy every day, you don't know what he is.
Yeah, he's just been hiding out in Colorado.
He was almost kind of reminds me of like when they got Paul O'Neill. Like, we didn't know how good Paul O'Neill was till he came to the Yankees, and you saw the impact that he made on the Yankees. I mean, he was the start of a lot of things when he came over in '93 or '94. But this guy LeMahieu, man, he does a lot of things. He's like O'Neill, but without the tantrums. He's kind of like a quiet. He doesn't seem to have tantrums and stuff. But
You don't think he's just gonna freak out and
Who?
try to punt a relay throw from right field?
LeMahieu? No,
Yeah,
I don't think
Paul
so.
O'Neill, Paul O'Neill style.
Have you seen the kid at third? I knew he had a good mitt, but man, he's
Urshela?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was in Cleveland. Did you play with him?
He was in Cleveland. He never really got a shot because they had Lonnie over there, so he was kind of stuck in Columbus in their AAA team. But he can flat out play. And I forgot it was probably a couple weeks ago. I didn't know that he got called up, and this kid makes his play at third base. And I was like, kid looks really familiar. And they said his name. I'm like, and I thought to myself, I'm like, good, this kid's finally getting a shot.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
He is a good player.
But that's one of those things. It's like you have that. That person that's at the big league level, and there's a lot of talented people, and that's usually how this stuff works. Is that you're waiting for that break,
right?
And this is the
break. Chance. This is his
break
chance
right now,
and he's showing, man. His defense, I'm telling you, can't underrate the kind of defense that this guy plays at the hot corner. Because as great as Miguel Andujar was, he was a question mark, and he was kind of a wild card at third. We just didn't trust him. I mean, I hope he comes back. He's a gifted hitter, but man, I wasn't sold on him defensively. And in the postseason, when you get into a short series, defense is huge. This guy is like a vacuum. And he's hitting. He's hitting in the clutch. I'm like, my God, he's like 4 for 4 with the bases loaded. He came through yesterday in Baltimore. I almost watch every game. But, I'm kind of addicted.
Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, they're having problems. My God. How about Luke Voigt? There's another guy.
Yeah.
We get him from St. Louis. You see his arms? My God, I love those arms.
He's got the Nick Swisher, the sleeves up here.
I like the haircut too. You like the haircut? I was thinking about cutting my hair like Void, but I ain't got the right hair.
Yes, you do. You don't want to cut the hairline. That's why I told you.
I can't fuck with my hairline.
So don't do the cut.
I can't fuck with my hairline.
That's what I'm saying.
I cut my hairline in a movie, Monday Night Mayhem. It was about Monday Night Football, and my brother was playing Howard Cosell. I was playing Chet Forte. And he was the guy who directed Monday Night Football. He was the guy that innovated all these shots. So to look older, they cut my hairline. And I'm telling you, it took a long time for my hair to grow back.
That's what I'm saying. You have to cut into your hairline.
No, I'm not going to cut into my hairline.
That's what I'm
saying. My
saying.
brother goes, what's the problem? I go, the problem is it was fucking weird. I don't want to mess with my hairline. That's my hairline. Just to look older, I'll wear a bald cap next time.
And that's why I'm saying you can't get the haircut because you don't want to cut your hairline.
But how am I going to cut? He has a part.
That's cutting into your fucking hairline.
What, the part?
Yes. Because you're not.
No, the hairline is right here. It's right here. No. This guy don't always talk.
Look. You tell me.
Show me the haircut. I want to see that he cut into his hairline. Anyway, I just I want to snuggle with the guy. He's another guy. I have a thing about pugging up with guys.
See, look.
I won't do that with
His
Chris.
hairline is cut into. Do you see?
I don't see any screen. Fucking where's the visual? There's no visual. I hear he's a good dude too. I hear he's a really good dude. What about Sanchez?
Oh, there we go.
Let me see. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's a part.
It's a part. It's not his hairline.
But you cut into it. So you understand what I'm saying? Look.
No, I don't get it. It's not a.
Because you'd have to cut all of this off, and you don't like that.
I understand that, but that's not your hairline.
Your
Correct.
hairline.
No, your hairline is right here.
It's not your hairline.
That's not your hairline.
His hairline's still there.
Yes, I know what you're saying. It will screw up, because I have a hard
You'd
time.
have to reshave your head to get all your hair back.
Yeah, no, it's probably not a haircut for me. But, I mean,
You're also not white,
That's true.
It wouldn't look good on you.
I mean, technically I'm white, but I'm really not. I'm brown. I'm more like Chris. So we got Luke Voigt. Man, he can hit. I think he's for real. What happened to Greg Bird? Tell me. You have any idea?
I was going to ask you.
No,
I was going to ask you.
Like,
you brought up Luke. You brought up Luke. I'm like, whatever happened to Greg Bird?
I know, but what is the deal? Like, what happened to him? What do you think?
I mean,
Injuries, or was he just like was he a Kevin Moss? Was he a? I mean, he had a great swing. He looked like he was
Beautiful swing.
Beautiful. 2017, he was huge in the playoffs against Houston, and I'm like then he disappeared. He did this Houdini act. Like
I feel
some
like
guys. I mean,
when he came up, he struggled. And then he kind of figured it out, and then he got hurt, and then he had the wrist, and then when he had the heel.
Yeah.
He had the heel, and then he vanished for like another 8 weeks.
I know.
He hit like 100 in spring training.
Come back
and then he came back, and then he, struggled.
Striking out.
But then the playoffs, he hit the 2 big home runs, and everybody was like, "Oh, okay, this is."
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like a guy like that, his swing is so pretty.
Yeah.
When he does well, you're like, "All right." You like cheer. You want to cheer for the guy.
Yeah, we do. We thought he was the next John Olerud. Beautiful swing.
Beautiful swing.
Yeah, I mean, John Olerud was really good. Huh?
You have hope when he hits home runs.
I had hope.
Now you don't.
What about Gleyber Torres? Man, he's hot, huh?
He's gonna be this year's Mookie Betts against Baltimore.
You think so?
What he had?
Well, no. I mean, he already is 10 home
he
runs
already
against them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This season,
Don't you
or
feel-
like four multi-homer games.
One of your former teams, boy, don't you feel bad for them?
I do.
I feel bad because
I do. And this was with the first week. The first week,
it's
compared it to
Chris's teams, Orioles. Just to let you know, he played for the Indians.
so
Came up with the
302,
Reds,
302, 12, 54.
Yankees, and Brewers. These are all the teams that Chris played for.
Yeah.
But he was
that's
drafted by the Yankees, I believe, but didn't
at
go.
high school. Yeah.
You were? Mm-hmm. What round?
30
30th round?
at Notre Dame High School.
Look at that. Valley boy out of Notre Dame, like Hunter Pence. Not Hunter Pence, Hunter Green. Excuse me.
The Great 1-8.
The Great 1-8, yeah.
I'm gonna look into doing a documentary on the Great
You
1-8.
should. I want to be involved in that.
Robin Yount.
You didn't live around here.
I've been living here 20 years in the Valley.
You didn't go to high school.
You got
So
three.
what?
You got 3 MVPs within 5. Grew up
Robin Yount.
5 miles of each other
Giancarlo
in the last 5 years.
Stanton, right? Is from the 818.
Well, no, Christian's Yelich is a little bit further up.
Oh, he's like Westlake?
He's Westlake.
That's not really 818.
No.
That's
It's like 805, borderline 818, borderline
Yeah.
805.
He's a freak, huh?
But still,
Man.
Westlake. As
Yeah.
long as you play, if you're in the high school circuit and your team is, you're considered. So Braun, Granada Hills, Stanton, Yelich, Robin Yount.
Robin Yount. This guy don't know about Robin Yount.
What are you talking about? You have a thing in
I have his
house.
jersey at home, but I mean, you never saw him play.
How would have? Oh, of course I wasn't
No,
alive.
I saw him. I mean, he was fantastic with Paul Molitor, Cecil Cooper. Those were the Harvey Wallbangers.
Did you play with Stanton in high school? Or you were?
No, he's 7 years behind me.
What do you think of
okay.
him? What do you think of Stanton?
If he stays healthy,
Yeah?
he's gonna do what everybody expects him to do. I know he's had a rough time.
Yeah, I know it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. I mean,
I can only imagine.
I mean, I was a little rough
It's not
on him,
even that. I mean, it's
but-
just you see it happen all the time. It's like, we used to have the Dodgers curse back in the day where we got, Sheffield, Kevin Brown. At that time, it didn't really make sense. But when you have a contract that's big and like so much expected of you in a big city, I can only imagine the pressure that comes with that. And I remember, being on the network a couple years ago when he signed and, discussing the adjustments that's going to make going from Miami, where you have little to no fanfare, to go to New York.
Right.
It's like it's a completely different animal. You are the epitome of a New York baseball fan. I can only imagine. I would be scared shitless knowing if I was Mike, I'd be scared shitless knowing if I saw your shit on Instagram, I'm like, oh my God.
You think they pay attention to me?
Yeah.
You think they're reading my shit?
You were the official hype man for the playoffs last year.
Dude, Luis Severino follows you. So does Gary Sanchez.
What was it? Game 4 of the playoffs last year is this guy, 2-minute spot on Fox Sports. I'm looking at this super hype man, uber hype man. Yeah. This is the Bronx, baby. This is baseball.
Giancarlo also came in like a tough situation. Like, they were already almost in the World Series, and now they were expected to win. And
Yeah.
like you said, there was no responsibility as much in Miami, where it's like you're just playing to play. Like,
You're playing to play.
He could hit
You're
40 home runs, no problem. And then he comes in New York, and if he hits 40. If
It's
he
a
doesn't hit 40,
it's a disappointment.
It's a bust.
It's a bust.
I mean,
if you hit anything under 250, it's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, and especially he's going to be compared to Judge, who's like New York's god. So
Right.
That's,
And
that's
now
going to
they're
be
both
tough.
banged up.
Yeah.
Mike was rehabbing a guy that we both used to go to, John Meyer. So I got to see him, and he's coming back from his thing, and he said that Judge blew, his oblique injury is pretty severe, and those are tough to come back from.
Why are they so hard? Tell me about this oblique. Because, I mean, I just know. I'm just trying to figure out, like...
He's not an athlete. He wouldn't know.
No, I was an athlete, but I'm not that kind of athlete. You know what I mean? I don't know what the why it's so hard with the oblique. Where's that muscle? It's in your thigh?
It's right here.
Oh,
No,
right
it's
here.
up here in your ribs.
Oh, it's up here.
Yeah, it's up here. So you're talking about a rotational
But
sport.
you think these guys are overly muscular today?
I think they're overtrained.
That's what I'm saying.
100%. I think we overtrain. I think there's too much focus on core.
Right.
Where we play a rotational sport, so hitting as much as we do, and especially these guys are training harder and earlier. It's not like, it's so funny having the contrast of talking to Pete when he used to come by Notre Dame, and he was like, spring training, he's like, you fucking guys, you guys start training in like November. I'm like,
Pete?
yeah,
Who's Pete?
Pete Rose.
Oh, Pete Rose. Okay.
He's like, you guys
didn't
start
know we were
training
on
in November
first name
for spring.
basis.
Like they call it spring training because it's spring training. Like
Right.
it's spring, you come to spring, you get in shape. You guys get into shape. You guys are already playing like mid-season form. You guys are mid-season shape already. He's like, we were, working jobs and,
Right.
being with our families. We came into spring training. That's where we did our running. That's where we hit. But before, like, these guys are in the gym in October doing movement, and then full workouts by November, December, right before Christmas, and then after that, then it's basically like doing 2 days. So I know like Mike's training regimen is second to none. He's getting up, you throw, you hit, you go do conditioning, then you do your recovery, you probably do yoga or whatever. But I mean it's all day, every day, and there's been this huge increase. So they did. A couple years ago, there was basically like a oblique epidemic, pitchers and hitters alike. And so there was like this whole focus from a training standpoint on, get the core and core, this. But you throw 200 throws a day, like this is already getting enough development and enough strength. And then you throw additional work onto that, it's a lot.
Right.
And then they went back and they were like, nobody had ever heard, it wasn't really documented as oblique, it was just, on the training report, it was just kind of like, I forget what the term for it, but it was very minimal. Like you never really heard of it. Maybe like an abdomen, like an abdomen injury or something like this. But they looked through, through the history books of like some of the injuries, and like it wasn't really prevalent because of the training that was done. And then you look at switch hitters. Switch hitters are the least injured players, because their body's symmetrical. You're not just swinging on one side, and that's where you blow out. So when I did mine in 2012 in New York, and
What'd you do? Oblique?
the same thing. It was throwing. It was April. It was cold, and I was throwing. And I felt something back here, and it felt like somebody had stabbed me in the side, and it was like hard to breathe. And it was like, shit. If this is an oblique, like this is gonna be bad. It's gonna be a minimum of 6 weeks, and that's assuming that you do everything that they tell you to do, which is like, and that doesn't mean. The big thing is what you want to do is because it feels so tight, you want to get up out of bed, and the first thing you want to do is stretch and move and all this stuff, and all that does is irritate it.
Right.
Sneezing, moving, get out of the car.
Shit.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
So
I would take a hamstring over an oblique any day.
Any day.
Any day.
Yeah. How long did it take you?
Every single bit of 6 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I could just like, we'll rehab, and I'm like, no, I don't want to be here in the cold. Just send me down to Tampa and let me
Where is it?
rehab
Right here?
Yeah, all of this, and once that goes, a lot of the time it happens on like check swings. Judge, it was a full swing, but yeah, full swing. But
And mechanically, he's good, Judge.
yeah,
He's got beautiful mechanics for a big guy.
His BP is fun to watch, man.
He's great, isn't he great? I mean, just his whole game, his demeanor.
defensively
I'm
too.
in love with him. Not.
You are in love with him.
I'm in love with him.
Baseball's in love with him.
Yeah. I mean, he's just a beautiful guy. Just like he just seems like he he's so good. He gets it. He's so clutch. He can handle New York. I mean, he's like Jeter only with like I don't know. It's like another version of Jeter but with power, you know. And he's maybe not as standoffish as Jeter. Jeter was a little like. You know, he had that old school, like, gangster way. Like, you know, if you cross him, you're dead. I mean it. I mean, he's like Don Corleone. I mean, I think that's like, you know, like if you don't want to get in his doghouse. You agree with that? Yeah, you won't comment.
Well, I always think
You played with him. What was he like?
But I always think like the first day that I got into New York in Tampa when I got traded, I sat down in my locker and then I had a trash can and then a big space, trash can, and then a locker right on the other side of the trash can. And so I'm like putting my stuff in and I sat down and I looked over and he was sitting right there. I'm like, and I moved my seat back.
Right.
Is he sitting at his, oh my God. He's sitting at his locker. Like
Sitting
his
there?
locker, yeah,
What,
his locker is on the other side of the trash can. And I didn't say anything. I was just like, you know, you mind your own business.
Did he look at you?
No, and he came over and introduced himself.
Just came over.
I'm like, that's he
class.
could have just let me sit there and just do my thing. Came over and introduced himself.
Yeah, that's.
And that was basically the story. That was the story of Jeet while I was there.
Right.
So, who always went out of his way.
Yeah.
But Aaron, she's super humble.
Right.
Super friendly,
Great
super
kid.
humble. And more importantly, like people forget like his struggles before he made the adjustment to the judge you saw last year, the last couple of years.
Wow.
He struggled big time, and everybody was wondering when he was going to turn it around. And that's a big deal to flip it on a dime, to be like, listen, these are adjustments I'm going to have to make, and to make them at that level and have such a success and turn it around. But I mean, obviously, he's gifted.
on the fly, he made
and he's so gifted. He has such a luxury of being that strong that he can utilize going the other way.
Right.
And when you have the confidence to use that power the other way, especially in New York, that's going to open up a lot of doors, like mechanically for you. So
Right.
I hope these guys come back, because this is ridiculous what they're doing,
know.
like 26-8 with like a fill-in team.
I know, but they got some players.
Yeah,
though,
and
man.
you're right. They don't get enough credit.
I mean, even Clint Frazier's shown he can hit. I mean, baseball, you got to play every day.
It's gonna be
you
tough
have
when
to
they
play
come
every
back,
day.
though, because
You
some of
have-
these guys are gonna be
I know.
shelved. I mean, Frazier could be shelved.
I don't think you can send Frazier down.
I don't think you could send him down, but he can be shelved. That's the thing. Like a lot of, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Gardner's definitely gonna have to be.
I mean, Gardy,
benched.
to keep Gardy fresh, you just don't play. Gardy is doing great, and he's been kind of the force behind the team. But he's older, and to keep him fresh, you don't want to play Gardner every day.
Even when Didi's back, Urshela's gonna be shelved too. 'Cause
Well,
LeMahieu's having an
LeMahieu
all-star
probably
season.
will go to third, and maybe then he'll come in late in the game for defense or something like that. But I think you
you
gotta
don't
be
really-
careful with that.
Where's Tulowitzki?
He's hurt.
He's rehabbing too.
But once Didi's back, he's done, and Glaber's already playing short, so it doesn't really make sense.
Glaber's
for
done
him.
better at short than I thought. I mean, it's not a bad problem to have. And the big difference is I knew Sanchez was going to come back. Too good of a hitter. He's too damn good, and
He's a savage.
He's a beast of a hitter, isn't he? I mean, come on. I mean, that guy, he's like, when he gets going, he's a scary hitter. He really is.
The whole lineup. If anybody gets going,
Jesus. Yeah. What do you think of Houston? I mean, they're a lot of people think they're a team. I mean, they're a great team, year in, year out. I mean,
Shout out Alex Bregman.
Hey, Alex Bregman, we bonded with him. Good guy.
But nobody talks about Dr. Smooth over there, Brantley.
Oh my God.
Oh, he's there?
He is there.
Exactly my point.
I was going to actually say, I was going to bring him up because for some reason he reminds me a little bit of Chris. I don't know why.
He's just under the radar.
He was a star in Cleveland too, and then he
got
got hurt.
He was hurt. He was always a star.
He had a shoulder surgery.
He was always a scary player.
Had major shoulder surgery.
Yeah. He came back that
But
one
now
year
he's
in
in
the playoffs.
Houston. He's like, Mr.
he's
Consistent.
Kicking ass.
Mr. Consistent, one of the most consistent. If you're gonna teach a kid to hit, more than anybody, I'm gonna use Michael Brantley.
Just mechanics. Smooth.
It's so smooth and easy.
Can hit lefty, righty.
It's
Yeah.
for sure. If I would create a hitter, maybe with a little bit more power, but if I'm gonna create a fundamental hitter, it'd be Michael, for sure.
It's a beautiful swing.
It's so he's down. He recognizes pitches early. He's so consistent in his timing and the way he gets on the ball. He uses the whole field.
That was a great pickup.
And nobody knows he's in Houston.
I know. Well, because, look at him. I mean, look at his swing. Let's see this guy. Great
Down
balance.
early.
Wow. Nice swing. Beautiful swing. That was a great pickup. What'd they sign him for? 2 years?
Yeah, 2 and 30, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Houston, they're smart. They're a smart team. But I think the Yankees still need to add another starting pitcher, don't you? I think they should sign Keuchel in June.
I can't believe he's still. It just
I know.
makes no sense.
Him
I
and
don't
Kimbrel
understand
too, right?
Kimbrel, too. I mean, the Red Sox don't have a closer.
It's not even about closing at this point. Somebody has to figure it out.
Yeah.
Seriously. You have like, okay, fine. I'd probably like to play baseball sometime. Like, oh shit, it's June.
I know.
Season's full swing.
I'd like to play some baseball, guys. I'll take a cut.
Right.
Like, I want to play baseball and like.
Yeah, because that's what you do.
It's weird.
This is out of greed, right? That they just want more money.
I don't know.
It doesn't.
I mean,
it doesn't
doesn't
matter.
make
Like,
sense
you
to
can
me.
only command so much.
That's
like,
it.
Just you got to figure it out.
You gotta say like if a guy you want to do a movie and the guy goes, okay, I want this, and the guy goes, no, that's it. This is what I'm giving you. You know what I mean? So
I guess you want to be, you want to have the integrity.
yeah,
There's
but
a certain
come
amount
on.
of integrity to it, but then it's like, all right, do you want to play baseball and start helping a team win?
Right.
Are you trying to contribute to?
I don't get it. I mean, that's what you do. That's your job. That's your profession. Plus, it's your passion. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Would you?
Hold out? Or
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't.
I'd be playing baseball.
You'd
right
be
now.
playing, right?
Because
I'd be
it doesn't help you to sit out. Like
No.
it really doesn't.
I mean, how many years did you play professional baseball?
15.
15 years. Wow. And how many in the majors and how many in the minors?
8.
8
And
in the
then
majors?
I'd probably be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then debuted in 08, and I was kind of back and forth, thanks to the two years in New York where I got shuffled around.
I liked you. When I first saw you, I was like, I liked your
Yeah,
swing.
he didn't hate on you much.
I didn't hate on you. I was like, I like this guy. He's got a good swing. Because I was like, who is he? You know, when I first see a guy, I'm like, who the fuck is that?
He hates
You
on
know?
Giancarlo a lot.
No, I don't hate on him. I was a
Kinda
little rough on
frustrating.
him. It's a little fun.
Seems frustrating.
You're right. If Judge gets like a strike,
But Judge is my man.
Judge will get like a 3-2 count and strike. I'll be like, you know what? It's Judge. It's
Yeah, but
okay.
Judge will have a long at bat. You know, and
Yeah,
Giancarlo-
but their strikeout percentages are they're pretty close.
Are they?
They're pretty close. They're around 30 to 40, 35%, 40%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably
The
right.
hit strikeout to walk ratio.
But I think he likes that Judge gives a tougher at bat.
Yeah.
Stanton's like more easy to strike
Yeah,
out.
he's a lot easier. He's out like in a heartbeat. Before you know it, it's 0-2 and it's done.
Yeah, but it's rough, especially like watching in person. Last year, I saw Mike in New York, and it was like that this like you're sitting there, and it's funny because I read a tweet from Trevor Plouffe, who recently retired, and he was watching a game the other day, and he was like, he said, watching it on TV, it looks so easy. The 3-1 count, 3-1 fastball. When people swing, how do you not hit that? It's so easy to say it from the TV. But I mean, it's really not. So like watching Mike last year, and I was sitting with the Sabathias, and you look, and this guy's thrown 3 sliders in a row. Mike's chased 2 of them. You're just like, dude, do not like figure it out. Like change your perception of where you need this pitch to be. Like cut off the outside of the plate, and you're all thinking like a hitter, but it's so easy to think that until you get up and you see the deception of the pitch. It's like, okay, that's probably a fastball in the middle. Nope. And then you get, check swing. It's tough, but it's hard watching guys struggle.
Right.
Like that when you really know that they're pressing.
That they're trying.
And like being there when they were booing them, it was just like.
Yeah. No, I feel
Shit.
bad because you got maniacs like me down your throat. But,
You don't feel bad. You.
I don't feel that bad because you're a professional. And you're making millions of dollars, and I'm not getting paid to do what I do. I'm watching almost 140, 150 games with everything I got. I don't want to get paid. I mean, I'm just a fan. But, that's part of it. You got to take the boos and the cheers. And then, the guys that can get off the mat, and then you can conquer New York. You got to have thick skin for New York. You just have to. And, I can't feel sorry. I'm allowed to boo.
Thick.
I'm allowed to get mad. I don't know, is a guy going to beat me up? Why? We can go out and have a steak. You know, maybe I could relax him a little bit. You know, I could tell when he's in his head. He's in his head a lot. But what the pitch recognition? What's the key? It's just like not pressing, relaxing. What's the key?
That's
like
exactly
there's where Judge's got it. Judge gets it because you could tell he's relaxed. He's relaxed and you know.
He walks a lot too.
And he walks a lot. I mean, last year with Kimbrough, that's what drove me insane when they got eliminated. He was imploding. It was like a little league game when you tell the kid, "Don't swing, just don't swing." The motherfucker's not gonna throw a strike. I mean, I lost my fucking mind because I was like, "Come on, he's imploding, and we could have won that fourth game." I'm not saying it was our year. Probably
That's a good
wasn't.
point. I know what you're talking about. He threw
Yeah.
like 3-0. It's like, but the pitches were nowhere close, and that's when you're just like, all right, guys. And you look down. I don't know if they do it anymore, but you're just like, dude, just take a pitch.
Right.
Just take a pitch.
Just take a pitch.
And then he throws one over. He goes to 3-1, and you know he's still struggling. And you're like, all right, we're probably can afford to get to 3-2, and you swing a 3-1 slider in the dirt. You're like,
Oh my
dude, you're
God.
not. No,
That's
you're
what.
not.
That's
That
what
shit's
got. That's
frustrating.
what frustrated me. That was. I think
That's when you blow up. That's when I
That's
go
when
through
I-
the Twitter
right.
feed and you're like,
That's
your
when I
eyes
blew
are
up.
popping out of your
Right.
head.
That's when I blew
And you
up.
start pacing around.
I was pacing
your
out.
room.
Even yesterday, I blew up when Conley, gave up the lead, and he just made the guy look shitty on a pitch. And then all of a sudden, he throws him a fucking lollipop the next pitch when he had him set up 1-2. And I'm like, why the fuck would you throw a lollipop? Why at 1-2? Give me a fucking reason why you would throw a lollipop at 1-2. And he's like, yeah, he's doing great. These other guys are working for him. I don't give a shit he's doing great. It was 5-2, I had to win. Now I'm depressed, I had to leave the house. Luckily, they won on a walk, No, but you know what? My heart is in the right place.
You're insane, and I love it.
No, but my heart is in the right place. But we got to win a championship. We haven't won a championship since 2009.
Yeah,
It's a little ridiculous. I mean, the Astros won 2 years ago. The Red Sox, they've won 3 or 4 in this.
I'll bring my Nike, our championship Nike cleats in one of these days.
Oh yeah. Okay. I want to see that.
I'll bring those in because Nike did a special edition before the 2012 playoffs.
Oh, for 2009.
They're diamond on the bottom, and on the bottom where the swoosh is, it's a diamond with 27.
Shit.
And then it says legacy and something else, but they're patent leather, navy blue, silver, and then the lining is all 27 championships.
Nice.
Was that the Raul Ibanez year?
Yes. Yeah.
I remember
Wow.
that. 2012.
But
Yeah,
you didn't
they're
get an
sick.
actual ring, right? You didn't get an.
No, I was
Yeah.
there in
Yeah.
11 and 12.
Yeah, yeah.
But they just did these cleats that nobody wore for playoffs just because they were like, I'm not. I looked at them, I'm like, no chance I'm wearing these.
You didn't wear them?
No, I have not touched them. I mean, they're still in the box.
That's worth some
keep
money.
These,
Oh, keep
I'll
them.
keep these forever.
Absolutely. You have your Yankee uniform?
I do. I have one. My mom has one. And then the funny thing is that our high school coach has the other one. So the same high school coach, when you walk into his office, he's got 127. It's my 27, but for a high school coach to have 2 27s for the New York Yankees is ridiculous. If you really think, the more I think about it, I'm like, okay, it's cool if you had you coach one big leaguer. Mm-hmm. You coach 2, more than 2. But the fact that you've had 2 that wore 27 for the New York Yankees,
Wow.
and you have the jersey, and you have the jersey in your office. So we have the big poster of Mike for his MVP,
Right.
and then you walk in, he's got the one lone jersey is a 27.
Yeah. Because both of you guys wore 27.
Yeah. Did you play Plouffe in high school?
Poof. Yeah, when he was young, he was a sophomore when I was a senior. I mean, he was a freshman.
How good was he at that time?
He was good. He was good. I mean, he was a first round. You knew he was going to be a first round pick. I didn't know he would end up hitting for the power that he did, but he was throwing, like 92 as a sophomore. But he's good. Yeah. The Crespi, we still going back and forth about that.
Yeah.
It's Crespi.
It's a Crespi boy.
Right.
Oh, I
Me
know.
too.
I think that you
Me
didn't
too.
go to Crespi.
I paid for it. Fuck, I didn't go for it. I paid for it. I got a Crespi jacket. I found it in Buffalo Exchange.
I think Crespi
I walk
baseball,
around with the fucking jacket on.
Was terrible.
I think they're not good anymore.
It's sad. It's like watching USC baseball.
Well,
right now.
Yeah, Crespi baseball is just
No,
shit show right now.
UCLA is great, right?
Or UCLA basketball. Yeah, it's like watching UCLA basketball. Like one of the great powerhouses, and it's like a complete shell. I saw them play. I went to go see one of Notre Dame's games last year to play Crespi because, you know, that's like the rivalry. It's like if I'm going to show up to the game, I'm going to go watch them play Crespi. And they threw this team out there that I'm like, this isn't Crespi. This is like the freshman.
Yeah.
This is like a freshman team.
It's
Yeah.
sad.
It's kind of like UCLA basketball or USC baseball.
Hate
right
that.
now.
I hate when school teams go down like the Orioles. I remember the Orioles
Yeah.
in the 70s.
Exactly what they're
Great.
going through.
In the 80s. I mean, the Orioles, I like to see them be good. I don't want to see them suck and be like, this is the Baltimore Orioles. They had 4 20-game winners when I was a kid. I mean, they were always a scary team for the Yankees. It wasn't just the Red Sox. It was the Baltimore Orioles. And now, they've been gutted. A few years ago, they had Buck there. They had a good squad. And, they didn't get over the hump and win the playoffs. But they had a good team, man. I mean, I don't like to see that happen. And not to good organizations. Who's your favorite organization you played for? Do you have a favorite?
I mean, coming up with the Reds, I mean, that always has like.
That's your special heart, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you got your buddies there. Who's your buddy? You got.
Yeah, I mean, Joe. Coming up
Bruce
with Joey.
and
Yeah,
Joey?
Bruce, Joey, Hannigan, Giannis,
Yeah.
all these guys. We 04, 03, 04 draft classes.
Right.
You make your way up through, and so Joey and I were actually the only ones from from my first year to get to the big leagues. But
What's Joey like?
he's a different cat, but he's a genius.
Genius hitter.
Genius hitter.
Yeah.
He's struggling. I don't know what's going on with him right now, but he's catching a lot of slack for not hitting. But I mean, he's one of the most interesting people to watch, prepare for a game, to talk hitting with.
You don't see people choke up anymore like that either.
Yeah,
It's kind of wild.
The
way he chokes up,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but he's kind of shrunken down into like the Pete Rose look a little bit. Where
Yeah.
he's super choked up, and he gets a goal in mind, and he just runs with it. If it's not to strike out, then that's what he's going to do. If he wants to hit for more power, that's what he's going to do. But he has a specific goal that he would like to reach every year, and it just so happens kind of. I don't know if it was by design, but I know for a fact that that's one of his goals that every year, when he broke that record or broke that streak of not popping out to the first baseman or to the infield, that's like a goal of his every year. Is like I do not want to pop up to the infield.
Right.
And to go through 6,000 major league at bats not to pop up to the infield to the first baseman is insane.
Is that what he did?
People only look at it because there's like, okay, that's pretty significant. And then when they put it on ESPN, people are like, okay, cool.
Wow.
Cool. So, okay, is that good?
6,000
And I'm
at-bats?
looking at it like, are you shitting me?
Holy mackerel.
6,000 major league at bats. You've never popped out to the first baseman. And I was there that day, and Bueller was pitching, and for whatever reason, I don't know what he was doing, but he was fastball. He was laying off fastballs, and like Bueller has a great curveball. And so he was having a rough day. It was a day game in LA, and I forgot who Pedro, one of the relievers for the Dodgers. I forget his name, but he threw Joey. He went 2-0. I'm like, okay, look fastball away, left center. Mm-hmm. He gets fastball, fouls it off, and then he comes back with 3 straight changeups. Fouls one off, fouls the other one off, and then it's like, okay, cool, here we go.
Right.
Here comes another. Here comes fastball, and he goes back to back, and I can see Joey lunge, and this ball goes up. I'm like, oh my god, and I knew it right away, but nobody else had it, and I had a clue, and I'm like, holy shit, he just fouled out to the first baseman. And then that night, you see, she like broke a streak today. I'm like, dude, and he sent a text. He was like, baseball's really hard sometimes. I was like, dude, it was a rough day, but those are the things you also have to give credit to the pitcher. To the pitcher.
Yeah, you got to tip your cap.
For sure. You can throw 3 straight changeups like that. I mean, hats off to you. But
My God.
baseball, it's rough. Baseball's a rough sport.
Man, Bruce, like he went back to the Mets. He struggled like crazy. Then he seems like he's hitting the ball better in the American League. It's weird. Like some guys, they switch leagues.
How's Jay doing?
This year,
Seattle.
he's doing pretty good. I think
Because I know they have on that home run streak for a while.
I mean, he's doing better than he did on the Mets last year. Let's see. He's got 12 home runs.
192.
Oh, he's hitting 192?
Yeah, it's not too good.
Oh, that's not good. 12 home runs. At least he's hitting homers.
Yeah, but that's like...
It's like Adam Dunn level.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. Adam Dunn level, yeah. Oh, my God. Was he a strong guy?
With 45.
I know. I mean, look at this guy, Chris Davis. You almost had to feel bad for him. He got off the juice, and that was it.
Easy.
The meanest fan.
Take it easy.
He's going to protect the guy.
Oh, for sure. I'll protect that guy. I'll protect that guy.
I know. Listen, I felt bad for the guy. I'm just saying, some of these guys that did, that drank whatever they did, some of these guys, you saw their stats drastically fall. So, I mean, I'm just calling a spade a spade. What am I going to say? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I felt bad for the guy. He's making a lot of money. They gave him a big-ass contract. I don't feel that bad. I wish I had his fucking money. Feel that bad? Why should I feel so bad? The guy's getting paid millions. All right, he's failing. But that's baseball. It's a game of failure.
Money's guaranteed. Look at
85.
Look at Jacoby Ellsbury.
Yeah, he's on the beach somewhere.
Yeah.
I want to know where Jacoby is.
Where is he?
Where is he? Because we look alike.
Hey,
I almost should get some of that money.
Pull it up on Google Maps.
Find out where Jacoby.
Where
find his location.
is Jacoby
Where is
Ellsbury?
Jacoby? That's the movie we're gonna make.
Where
is
is
Jacoby Ellsbury?
I feel like she have like polka
21
dots or stripes.
21.1 million a year.
Tell me this.
7-year contract that he signed.
What happened to Jacoby?
2015.
Like a bank robber.
21 million. He's only played like 2 of the 3.
21.
Stick him up.
Oh man, trigger finger. That's what I got right now. I had to get a shot in my head.
Stick him up.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Give me all your money.
Oh my God.
Tell Jacoby send location.
Jacoby.
Send me location.
Send me location.
Siri, where is Jacoby Ellsbury?
Like Khabib says, send me location. Then we'll get together.
Look at this. They put him on the 60-day injured
60
list.
days.
Bullshit.
Is this the crock of shit of crock of shits? You're telling me what happened?
He was 30. I remember 2011.
I'm just saying.
30. He had one tremendous year.
What do you do?
30,
shit.
32, yes.
2011.
2011. That was ridiculous. That was fun
the
to
Red
watch.
Sox.
Yes.
Yeah, well, the Red Sox knew something, and they let him go.
Benintendi's like a way better version of him.
He's a way better version, even though he's having
Without
a down
the
year.
without the speed.
Yeah, he's a
With
much
stolen
better.
bases, 39,
Yeah, but
32, 39,
This guy ain't Gardner. He ain't.
321. Oof.
He had talent, but what?
He
21.
hasn't played since 2017. It's 2 years.
But what was his injury? His official. I want to know. Was it his hip? What is it? His ass? What is it? I don't know what it is.
Him being a bitch.
Yeah, him being a bitch.
That is an official. Yeah, that is an official.
That's an official
diagnosis.
But realistically,
Diagnosis.
he has nowhere on this team. Like, think about it.
I know, but
He
that's not
hasn't
the
had place
point.
on the yeah, that's not
the
the point.
point.
Whether
He's getting $20
but
million.
He's not playing anywhere. He's not even playing.
Yeah.
He's not even playing in Scranton.
Listen
No.
to this. Ellsbury's been transferred to 60-day injured list after he missed the last season with hip and foot injuries. There's no timetable for return.
That means he's not returning.
They get insurance on this guy?
Fuck no.
Lords of London.
No.
Lords of London?
Lords of London.
Lloyd's. Yeah.
Lloyd's.
Lloyd's of London. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we look into that in the Jacoby Ellsbury insurance policy?
Yeah.
He's non-Scranton. Nobody else wants to take that kind of. So even if he is healthy, nobody wants to take that.
He's in bed. He's chilling.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite manager you played for? Do you have a favorite manager?
Dusty and Joe. I love Buck,
you
too.
You love Girardi, told me.
I did.
Yeah.
I tell you why, because I think I told you this story.
Yeah.
Joe got my utmost respect because I always imagined being sent down like in Bull Durham, where you just kind of guy sits back. Hey, why don't you take a seat? Hey, listen, the organization wants to make a move. Like just kind of completely disbanded from the actual person. She's like, hey, this is what we're doing. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Joe, I came in. Bartolo was coming back from the DL. And
Bartolo
was
The
coming
goat.
back from the Hampshire. The goat. The goat. For sure.
Big sexy.
Oh, Big Sexy?
He's the best.
What can you tell me about Big Sexy?
The best, not the most vocal teammate, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude, there's something about, there's a reason why he's
Is he a ladies'
still
man?
around.
Is he a ladies' man?
He's just his energy, like he'll be in the middle of a start and he'll be walking around with like a ball.
It's the reason why I'm asking.
Like, hey,
that.
sit down. You want your jacket? No. And just be walking around, just laughing, talking to people. Like that type of energy, like does speaks volumes. Like just like a day game, like you've been playing like 14 back to back, and you got your starting pitcher just like shoving it,
right,
smiling, walking back and forth, and like. That's a big deal. Like so that's always what stood.
Tell me about Girardi.
What
did Girardi?
Yeah, so when I got
sent,
so Tolo came back, and Joe literally like he took his seat in his office, and he like brought it all the way around, and he literally just sat there and he's like, listen, I promise, like I know you don't deserve this, but I promise I will have you back here in 10 days. You've played your ass off, and I'm like, shit, all right, Joe. I'm going to go pack my stuff. I'll see you in 10 days. It was like, maybe it's not so bad. But when he said it, I knew he said it with like conviction.
Right.
And sure enough, I was back. And actually, it was a funny story because I ended up coming back like 18 hours later.
No, you got to appreciate that. Yeah.
But the guy fought for me. I just thought it was great.
Listen, I get that.
He was a big CrossFit guy. So it was just like we kind of had a daily interaction every day. He's just a good dude. And then I was on the network with him. He's just always one of my favorite guys.
Right.
Buck, same thing. He's a no bullshit guy.
Oh, Buck? Yeah, I like Buck.
No bullshit guy, but he is, it's unfortunate what happened.
Would you call him a player's manager, would you say?
I think the word is that he became more of a player's manager.
Who, Buck?
Yeah, because he had this weird history where 94 or 95 playoffs, and then he left.
Right.
Yankees go to the World Series 96. He was there, went to
Diamondbacks.
Arizona.
Yeah. Left. They went to the World Series
in 2001.
Right. Yeah, that reputation.
Yeah, so it was like
build up a program, and then he couldn't like get over the hump.
And then he got to Baltimore, and it was like
same kind of thing.
This garbage team in 11 and 12,
built
running out of AAA, and then I think finally he was just like, all right, I'm gonna loosen the reins a little bit and let these guys go. And then when you saw Wheat come in, Markakis, Adam, and it was like, okay, they got a squad. And then 2012 or 2012, you're like, I can see this team being really good. Yeah. And then
they were.
And then I got there, and it was like we're okay. And then 14 was like that was the playoff year. And then for 15 and 16, you're like, okay, I can see it. But I think where that happens, and like talking to Buck, you realize that he's a baseball guy.
Right.
He comes up with some crazy shit.
Does he?
But it's all about being intuitive and finding ways to win. Like he would come up with like weird plays in spring training, but it was like, you know what? At least he's thinking outside the box, and he's willing to go out there.
He's not that
different.
rigid.
Yeah,
right,
he's not that rigid. Is this as silly as
Girardi a little more rigid? Is he a little more rigid? Or no?
No, I didn't really get
Okay. Because everybody used to get on him about that binder, that he looked in the book and he managed from a book. I mean, but I don't know how true that was. And I think he was a better manager
book or not. Like you look at what's going on in baseball, period. It's not even about a book.
It's ridiculous.
They're puppets.
And they are. They're real puppets.
I feel bad for Aaron. I felt bad for Aaron. I felt bad for Aaron last year because I can only imagine. Yeah, coming into that situation, you're being managed through a phone.
Yeah.
And the amount of data that you're supposed to sort through, and you have all, that's why you have all these little backpacks.
And that's why they're hiring all these young guys now, right? That's why they're hiring all these guys, right?
Yeah, these analytic
kids.
Going to backpack kids.
What do you call them?
Backpack kids because winter meetings, you have basically like an employment fair, and so you come in and there's these kids. They have their backpacks from their their college teams. And so whether, Emory, Yale, Harvard, whatever, Stanford, they have their team backpacks because they're on, the team managers, but they're actually the statistics guys, analytic kids.
Yeah.
So they all come to winter meetings looking for jobs and trying to come. So I remember I was talking on my way to talk to see Mark after he got off of ESPN, or Teixeira after he got off, and I'm walking by the Starbucks, the ESPN stage was right here, and I'm walking past the Starbucks, and at the table are these kids, and they're talking about re-engineering free agent numbers to reflect if there was no shift.
Huh.
I'll say that again.
Say it again.
The kids were putting together an algorithm that would reconstruct free agency numbers if there had not been a shift for that year.
Oh, okay.
So if there was no shift, it would take all the balls that were hit in these specific areas and they would credit them for a hit.
Hits.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here. This is where we're at.
Yeah.
I got to get out of here.
That's fucked up.
You can't use baseball as an algorithm because it's a human-made game.
Exactly.
So it's not a math.
It's not a math
Yeah, but that's what they've turned it into.
That's what they've turned it into. You looked at the Dodgers last year, and I think that's what the tension was with Duquette and Buck. Buck is old school. Duquette is trying to make this move with analytics. Talking to Adam when they brought in like a defensive, analytic person, be like, this is where you need to play based on what you gave up last year. These are the hits that dropped, and it's like, okay, now it's a statistic.
Right.
It's not about the kind of genuine instinct anymore. It's like, this is where we need you to play because you gave up this many hits that turned into this many runs, and we're gonna, we need you to play 5 steps deeper and to the right. So it's very odd. And then you saw what happened with the Dodgers last year. You have these guys that are on this full rotation. Like, it's hard, like you said, you have to play every day. It's hard enough playing Major League Baseball every day.
Every day.
And then to come into the World Series after not playing after 3 days, and the reason you're coming in is because statistically, you show you're a better matchup. On paper, as a number, you are a better option here. That takes a complete human element out of it, that you have not prepped for 3 days. You haven't seen live pitching for 3 days. And the emotion of being in a World Series completely ratifies that whole thing, where it's like, dude, you don't understand how hard this is. Like, to come into a World Series after not seeing live pitching for 3 days, and you expect you're just going to sit 2 guys who have 25 home runs on the bench just because statistically you feel they don't match up.
Because the numbers.
That's
crazy.
They try to use algorithms for all sports, and it's just like,
what do you call it?
Algorithms. They're just like I don't know the exact definition of it, but pretty much like they put together like charts of like how things are. So like, I guess for like boxing, an algorithm would be like, oh, well, he has the longer reach, so he probably has a better chance of beating you. But you know that reach necessarily doesn't matter because it depends on the fighter. If the fighter knows how to use his reach correctly, then it matters.
Right.
But if he doesn't, he's just a guy, he's just a tall, lanky person, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So it's like Tyson Fury. The dude knows how to use his reach correctly, and that's why he's so good. But if he didn't, he'd get pummeled.
I understand the percentages. I understand certain things, but they've gotten carried away with these fucking analytics and all these shifts. I mean, I think it's hurt the game somewhat.
A lot of people who do them haven't even played.
Huh?
A lot of people who make these haven't even played baseball.
No, I know. They said these backpack kids. I bet you a lot of them
Backpack
haven't
kids.
even played baseball.
No,
and
if
they
you see
get
these
jobs.
kids, there's no chance. Well, they didn't. Yeah. They're the team college managers.
And they don't
They're
have
not
any
playing
soul
baseball.
either. You see these guys, they show up. I see them on the, and I'm like, how'd they get these jobs? They came out of Harvard or Princeton or Yale. And all of a sudden, David Weinstein is running the team. And I'm like, who are you? Who?
Yeah, let me look at your baseball history.
Yeah, let me see. Do you know the
weird.
game? Did you play the game?
Yeah.
I'd
cool.
rather give the job to Chris. He played the game. He lived the game. He understands the game on a certain level. Yeah, don't tell me these guys just because. But that's what the world's come to now. The world has come to it's a totally different world.
Everything is numbers based.
Everything is numbers. Everything is computerized. You're going to get rid of the human element. You can't even argue anymore. The umpires, you walk out and the guy goes like that. Fuck you.
When you look every Sunday
You
night,
can't even argue.
every Sunday night they're trying to do this launch angle bullshit.
Oh
with
my God.
the exit velocity. Like,
Can't stand that.
dude, who cares?
We know they hit the ball hard. That's all that matters.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
We
And
get
it's just
it.
like all these, these kids are like coming in asking to get, to wrap, there's this device Rapsodo that measures spin rate and, velocity and true spin and all this BS, which is probably valuable for pitchers. It's work wonder for Trevor Bauer, but as a hitter, it's like, oh, I want to see my exit velocity. I want to see this. I want to see this. Like,
Well, what does it matter?
what does it matter? Do you know when you hit the ball hard? Yeah. Okay. Off you go.
Yeah.
Right.
If you hit it over the fence, what does it matter if you hit it 100 miles an hour to 115?
It's weird. So you
doesn't
you
matter.
go to Dodger Stadium now, and you launch angle, exit velocity, and it's
So
like,
what is
I think that's just a
what
reflection
is
of
launch?
baseball.
I know. What is that?
Launch angle is like
what
the
is it?
angle it the ball you hit the ball at. So like if you hit a home run, like a high towering home run to left field, the launch angle would be like this.
Have I never heard that years ago?
Yeah, it's like the arc in which you're making contact where your bat is
I
making
hear
contact.
A-Rod talking about it and these other guys. I'm like, what are they talking about? I don't really...
A-Rod's probably deep in it now.
Oh, well, you know, A-Rod.
Yeah, well, he has to.
He has to.
He didn't
he
have
has
a
to.
choice. But if you asked him, he was like, he'd be like, what the hell is launch angle?
Yeah.
Oh, I hit 600 and I have no clue what launch angle is.
But once he
Albert,
learned,
600, no clue what launch angle is. Or he doesn't think about it. It's not a term.
Ken Griffey.
Right.
Like all these guys, and like even that, like junior swing is one of the most misinterpreted swings of all time. Like, oh, he had an uppercut swing. It's like these ignorant people like keep
Uppercut
coming up
swing?
with shit. Uppercut
It's a
swing.
beautiful
it's like,
swing.
No, it's like you got through the ball, just had a high finish.
High finish. Oh, my
Shut
God.
up. But these are the people that are entertained by launch angle and exit velocity and all the shit that they put up on the scoreboard every week because it's just a way for them to feel interconnected with the game and everybody's it's electronically savvy and like that's what
You got to get in there, Chris. You got to get in there. You got to.
That's what Major League Baseball needs is they're trying to do this AWS and it's just they got to do something.
What do you think about A-Rod? He's got a whole new career now, huh?
Well, the guy is all over the place.
He's everywhere. He's an analyst. He's J-Lo, Mr. J-Lo. He's this.
Dance practice.
You see his dance videos?
Dance practice.
I can't get enough of it.
He's a backup dancer.
Oh, he's a dancer.
Venture
Look at
capitalist.
this. Oh, put that one on.
Yes,
This is the one that kills me. I mean, I absolutely die laughing.
You love him.
I love him. He makes me laugh. Because he's like an over actor, a guy that over rehearsed. He's not the most organic, but he's like trying to be organic. He's like, let me tell you, even his speech pattern.
He's robotic.
Oh, he's
robotically perfect.
I know. He probably looks at himself in the mirror like for hours. Look at my body.
Perfect.
Now, him and J-Lo, I think
When
it's the perfect.
he first got on Fox, I'm like, holy shit. Like he is.
Oh, please.
It is.
Oh, my God. I know.
I'm like, dude, I'm sitting there like
God.
taking notes. Like,
Very
what textbook did he get this out of? What textbook is this? It was like precise in the turn. And then the note, and then the mannerisms and
the speech.
It's like the teeth in the mouth in the
Check this one out,
lips.
Chris. Oh my God! Check him out now. Watch this.
Wave him around third.
It's brilliant.
Wave him around third. Did he just thumbs up?
Did he do it? What did he turns the who's doing the camera?
Thumbs up.
Oh, he's doing it?
Thumbs up.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Thumbs up with the duck face.
Oh God. Who takes charge in the bedroom? What do you think, Chris? Is it J-Lo or is it A-Rod? I think it's J-Lo.
Robotically perfect.
Yeah, in the bed too?
Teeth in the mouth.
Probably too.
And the lips.
Probably when he's making love, he's like robotically perfect.
The skeleton took a shower.
Yes.
The skeleton ran out of shampoo in the shower.
Right. Who's that other broad on the TV with him? She played softball. She annoys me too.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Who do you like this year? Final prediction. Who's going all the way? My Yankees? It's hard to say. Or your Dodgers. It's
so early.
Can we get the Yankees and we got a series coming up. August.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the Dodgers.
I know. No, but we got to go to one of those games. It's here. Let's go to one of those games. Can you get any juice?
I have any juice.
Well, I mean, you played baseball, man.
He has juice.
I got a little juice.
Pour both the juices in the cup.
All right.
That's how we make shit happen.
You should do a hitting lesson with Big Nick. That'd be
maybe
very
we'll
good.
do that. Maybe we'll go out and we'll do a live thing where it works on my swing.
Yeah, because you don't know how
I'll
to play
pitch a little
baseball.
BP. Oh, I'm a homemade player.
He says he plays
Chris
with
can help
Notre
me.
Dame?
Huh?
We got to do it. We do
Where
it at
are we
Notre
gonna do
Dame,
it?
not
Fine,
Presby.
we'll do it. Fine, we'll do it at Notre Dame.
All right.
Agreed.
All right, you got it. All right, buddy. Good show.